Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a while since I did a video, about a month to be exact. And for today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Nothing psych related, but I wanted to look over this article that the director at one of the schools that I teach at sent this to me. And as I was looking through it, it pretty much confirms what we already know. We are short nurses. Surprise, surprise. As a matter of fact, we've been short nurses, especially registered nurses, for a long time now. Back when I was in college around 2010, I had heard that the nursing classes were filling up and the major was now impacted. Then when I went back to school for nursing in 2013, 3 years later, there was now a 2 to 3 year wait to get into the nursing program. And this was after completing your prerequisites, microbiology, anatomy, physiology, all of those fun classes that we had to take, right? I went the private school route because they guaranteed I can get into the program, and I was able to, obviously. So this article that I was given, it's a summary, and we'll actually look at the data in the actual article. So let's go ahead and look at that right now. So as we've been told, we're in a nursing shortage with nurses planning on leaving the field at higher rates. They have here 29% of nurses leaving, which means stepping away from patient care, like me, or retiring like my mom, who left at the end of November 2020 after 40 plus years working med-surg. Back to this graphic here, they estimate by 2025, so 3 years from now, there will be a gap of 200,000 to 450,000 nurses available for patient care, or a 10 to 20% gap between supply and demand, which means that we're going to be short nurses on the floor. All right, so this whole idea of being short is kind of the revolving theme in this article, in this video that I'm doing. So if you remember that, it makes everything a whole lot easier to understand. So for looking at the bar graph, we can see in 2019, we were at a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning that for every nurse who left, there was another nurse ready to take their place. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Thanos would be super proud. Then COVID snapped the Infinity Gauntlet and that ratio was blown to smithereens. So looking at the chart on the right, we can see RN demand outpace RN supply. This means that we don't have enough nurses coming in to do bedside care to replace the ones who are leaving. Demand for nurses is high, but the supply of nurses coming in is low. This problem is not transitory, and our current nurses are crashing and burning. The problem is that we have a decreased supply of RNs with increased demand due to COVID, and our geriatric adult population is increasing as patients are living longer. The simple solution is to print more nurses. Yeah, it's time to inflate healthcare. Economic jokes aside, this isn't good, as you can imagine. So, back in 2019, we have 3 million nurses with 2.6 million nurses available to work on the floor. We now have new RNs coming in at a 4% growth to offset the 3% of nurses who are retiring. So that puts us at a net positive of 1%. We're actually up 1. But with 7% of registered nurses leaving each year in 2020, 2021, 2022, this could be due to some of the nurses are getting older, they're hitting their retirement age, or COVID is stopping them and giving them second thoughts about wanting to continue their career as a nurse, right? But we also have 1 to 4% more nurses leaving next year in 2023, 2024, and 2025. We are losing more than we are gaining. Hence, less nurses available to work bedside. On the demand side, we are seeing needs in various areas, most notably ambulatory and hospital-based outpatient, home care, SNFs, and hospice increase. So that's where we need a lot more nurses. So overall, outlook does not look too good, but we knew this for a while. And this is where I want to kind of talk to the nursing students, because you all have next. We need nurses, but more than ever, we need good nurses. We need nurses who know what they're doing, who are skilled, empathetic, and who genuinely care for other people. Back when I was in high school, volunteering in the emergency room because I needed volunteer hours to graduate, there was this nurse who told me that people go into the medical field, whatever position that they're looking for, phlebotomy, nursing, physician, so on and so forth, because they want to make a difference and impact people's lives. If you're doing it for the money, there are other jobs that pay just as well or more that isn't as stressful or as busy. There's this Superman shirt that I really like, but it says brace for impact. We're short nurses, but what we do, we're not short on impact. See, here's the thing. I want you to become a good nurse because we need them. And I know I'm talking about quality over quantity, and this ideal isn't going to solve the nursing crisis, right? I'm thinking more perfect world scenario. I know that we need nurses and we have to get more nurses out there. To be honest, as an educator, as a clinical instructor, as someone who teaches nursing, I want to graduate good nurses because I've seen the difference between good nurses and nurses who aren't as good. So even though this ideal that I have, it's not real world applicable, it's kind of a dream that I have. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this article. I just wanted to share some of this new data with you guys, even though we all know that this has been happening for decades on end. No idea if this is ever going to get solved. So if there are no comments, questions, concerns, or complaints that can be expressed in a therapeutically communicative manner, I'll see you all next time. If you do have any comments, questions, concerns, or complaints, the comment section is down below. Have a good one, you guys. Stay safe out there. Peace.